Did you do it? Why the baby? Did you do it? Do you have anything to say?
We received several requests about the tragic disappearance and discovery of a pregnant woman and son based out in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. As of today, Baton Rouge police have arrested the boyfriend on 2 charges of first-degree murder. However, even with the facts and the confession from the suspect, the DA is still undecided about certain charges. Kaylen Siobhan Johnson, aka Big Mama, was 24 years old and lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Kaylen grew up in downtown Baton Rouge and was known by friends and family as a studious hard worker who still knew how to have fun. Kaylen was the youngest of 7 siblings alongside her twin sister. Her family described her as a beautiful soul. Kaylen often worked multiple jobs and at one point attended school with the aim of becoming a medical assistant. However, that was put on hold after she gave birth to Kayden, her family said. When she first discovered she was pregnant, Kaylen initially struck an agreement with her mother that her mother would help raise her child while Kaylen could finish school. But as soon as the baby arrived, that changed. Kaylen wanted to be a devoted mother to her 2-year-old son, Kayden Jamal Johnson.
She was a strong mother. Strong sister.
The 2-year-old was described as an energetic and loving child. When Kayden was around 18 months old, he was diagnosed with ADHD and autism. Some thought this would be a challenge for the young mother. However, Kaylen navigated how to provide for the toddler's unique needs, and none of the challenges dimmed her enthusiasm for motherhood.
Kayden. Kayden. Kayden.
Kaylen continued to work hard toward her goals while providing for the two. At the apartment complex where she and Kayden lived, Kaylen caught the eye of Brendan Murphy, a 20-year-old maintenance worker, and the two began to see each other. Her mother stated Kaylen was secretive about the relationship. Kaylen once introduced Murphy to her family as a friend. According to her oldest sister, it wasn't until Kaylen realized that she was pregnant with her second child, who the family believes was fathered by Murphy, she began to refer to him as her boyfriend. Despite the unknown, her family said they had no reason to suspect there was a problem. Kaylen was very responsible and had no history of turbulent relationships, but her friends, on the other hand, knew something different. According to reports, Kaylen's friends had expressed concerns about her relationship with Murphy, claiming he was prone to have outbursts. There were even several screenshots of conversations between Kaylen and others where she admitted that Murphy allegedly insisted that she got an abortion. According to her friends, the two often fought about the pregnancy. It wasn't until her mother received a chilling message from one of Kaylen's friends saying no one had seen or heard from her or her son for days. Everyone started messaging Kaylen, including going to her apartment. However, she was nowhere to be found.
The last person she spoke to was her best friend, and that was the last time anybody heard from her. I just want my baby home and my grandbaby home.
The family of Kaylen asked the police to do a wellness check on March 11th since Kaylen had not been heard from since March 5th. When officers made it inside the apartment, according to the arrest warrant, they found no signs of foul play. The family still tried reaching out to Kaylen, but her cell phone was disconnected and the call could not be made.
The last person she spoke to was her best friend, and she told her friend that she had just made it home. She wanted to take a bath and get something to eat. And that was the last time anybody heard from her.
Eventually, Kaylen's family found her car that was parked outside of an apartment complex. The car was locked, the license plate was missing, and the driver's seat was pulled all the way back. Johnson was only 5 feet tall, raising a question as to why her seat would be so far from the pedals and steering wheel. Relatives also said that the car was found near Kaylen's boyfriend's home, who was babysitting Kayden the day the two went missing.
We looked inside, the seat was all the way back. She's short. She can't drive like that, and she can't see, so she sits up on the steering wheel.
At that time, Kaylen's mother said the police didn't tell them much about the investigation. However, officers were learning more about the relationship between Kaylen and Murphy, leading their concerns to grow.
They did tell me that they following up on some other leads. It's a process, so I understand that it's a process. But I just want my babies home.
Officers went to question Murphy, but he denied knowing the whereabouts of Kaylen and her son. On March 12, 2022, the official missing report was released by Baton Rouge police saying detectives were searching for Kaylen and 2-year-old Kayden, prompting her family and friends to continue to do their own search, including neighbors who were concerned about their disappearance. The front door of Kaylen's apartment was covered with posters of her and her son asking for others to help find them. Her family also reached out to the news for help.
And the search continues this morning for a mom and her son, last seen March 5th. Baton Rouge police asking for the public's help to find 24-year-old Kaylen Johnson and her 2-year-old son, Kayden. Kaylen is 5 feet tall and weighs about 105 pounds. Police say their last known address is on Old Hammond Highway. If you know anything about where they are, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 344-7867.
2 days later, the bodies that believed to be Kaylen and Kayden were found by the alleged confession of Kaylen's unborn child's father. According to reports, Murphy turned himself in and confessed to shooting and killing Kaylen in the parking lot of his apartment complex. Murphy then allegedly ditched the weapon in the same wooded area where Kaylen was found. Kaylen's son, Kayden, was reportedly in the car when his mother was wounded and when Murphy left her body in the wooded area. After leaving Kaylen and the weapon, Murphy drove to the Central Thruway where he allegedly threw Kayden, who was still alive, over the bridge. Court documents added Murphy heard Kayden crying as he drove away. According to reports, Kayden likely passed as a result of hypothermia, although further tests is still being done. After leaving the bridge, Murphy abandoned Kaylen's car on a dead-end street near his apartment. When police found both victims, they believed both of them had been there for about a week. Murphy was booked in East Baton Rouge prison on 2 charges of first-degree murder. Despite the nature of the crimes, the DA are still reviewing the case to see if he faced additional charges, including the unborn child.
Murphy appearing in court via Zoom Tuesday afternoon wearing an orange jumpsuit and blue mask. His demeanor quiet but polite, a commissioner refusing to set his bond. That hearing coming hours before autopsy findings were released, information the district attorney was eagerly anticipating before making any prosecutorial decisions.
There was a mother pregnant at the time. There will potentially add a charge of feticide. That's the case. Also, how the child was killed will give us more information as to what type of case we're looking at.
Tonight, District Attorney Hiller Moore still undecided on the death penalty.
Surely this is a first-degree murder case that potentially has the potential to carry a death penalty. Not that we're making any decisions at all.
Murphy is being held without bond, and it's unclear if he had an attorney who would speak on his behalf. Friends and family of the victim wants justice to be served in this case.
Father God, I just ask you in the mighty name of Jesus, take care of him. Take care of his family. I want all of them in the mighty name of Jesus. Everybody say amen.
Amen.
They all came together to remember and support the 2 beautiful souls. This story is completely devastating. I will continue to keep the friends and family of the victims in my thoughts and prayers. This case is very similar to a case I did last month. Let's continue to watch our surroundings and watch those who we surround ourselves with. I hope that justice is served in this case. You guys, let me know your thoughts and your opinions about this case. Let me know how you feel about the DA undecided about additional charges. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys. And with that being said, don't forget to check on your loved ones.
You took 3 beautiful souls from us. One we will never get to meet. If you ever feel like you have to defend yourself for a man, leave. Leave. And I feel the same about a guy.